Nithyanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtam Dvandvatītam Gaganasadusham Tattvamasyadiraksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamashvam Sarvadi Sakshibhutam Bhavatītam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Yes, Nithyanandam, all of you.
Nithyanandam.
And after this beautiful darshan, satsang by Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, and of course, we just had the power manifestation. Hope all of you have enjoyed the power manifestation. As the more and more you manifest the power, this is the way to manifest the oneness with Swamiji. So, as it was already discussed that there are more than 400 of powers mentioned in the Vedas and Agamas. So, when you start manifesting these powers, you bring oneness with Swamiji. So, great that all of you have taken part in the power manifestation. Now, this is time that we move on with our sessions. So, before the darshan, we had revelations by Swamiji on the yoga for being. Now, we'll be entering into the next session.
Yes, and the next session is a prescription for a peaceful mind, and as well as a question and answers on a peaceful mind, how to keep a peaceful mind, how to get to a peaceful mind. So requesting everyone, let us get ready for these wonderful revelations by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. Let us sit comfortably with the head, neck, and spine in a straight line to allow for better attention, better awareness, and let us bring all of our awareness to the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism as he reveals on these very truths.
The topic is art of meditation. I'll try to present few ideas from our ancient wisdom. Then we'll analyze these ideas with our questions and try to internalize them through our question answers. Then we'll have a practical meditation technique to practice. Yoga for body, yoga for our inner verbalization, yoga for our mind, and yoga for our being, spirit. Every day we had a different topic, different subject. Now I'll give you a very simple presentation, few concepts about how our mind works, how we perceive things, how we process information inside our system, and how we take decisions, and where we can infuse peace, where we are missing the peace and bliss, where we can infuse peace and bliss. Let me give you a simple diagram, how we perceive things, how the information is processed inside our system according to yoga. Then we'll analyze these concepts with our questions. First thing, you see something through your eyes. The information which you receive through eyes goes to something called chakshu. In Sanskrit we call it chakshu. It's almost like a digital signal processor. The whole file is digitized. You are able to see? The information which you receive through eyes are digitized in the chakshu. Next, the whole file goes to chitta. Chitta is the memory. In chitta, elimination happens, the excluding happens. For example, if you are seeing me, the information which you receive through eyes goes to the chakshu. In chakshu, the whole file is digitized. Then the file goes to chitta. Chitta discriminates This is not animal. This is not a plant. This is not a tree. This is not a mountain. The discrimination is done by the chitta. Then the whole file goes to manas. In Sanskrit they call it as manas. English mind. You may use any word. The mind, that's the process of identifying. Memory, chitta does the work of this is not, this is not, this is not. Manas does the work of this is it, this is it, this is it. It starts identifying. First it says, oh, a Swami. Then it says, meditation teacher. Whatever your mind wants to say, it gives you the identification. This is it. That is explained by the mind. Next, the whole file takes a quantum leap, goes to your ego. The whole file completely takes a quantum leap, goes to your ego. There you decide how I am supposed to respond to this moment or to this file. You decide what is there for me with this information. For example, you are seeing me, the file, you are seeing me through the eyes, the file goes to Chakshu, the whole file is digitized. And then the file goes to Chitta. Chitta says, this is not this, this is not this, this is not this. This is not a tree, this is not a plant, this is not an animal. Then the whole file goes to Manas. Manas decides, oh, this is a human being, this is a Swami. This is, you start identifying. Then the whole file goes to ego. Ego decides, what is there for me with this person? Based on your past experiences with other meditation teachers or other Swamis, you decide whether to sit here or not to. You decide based on your past experiences. If you had good experiences with some other guru, some other master, with some other spiritual teacher or meditation teacher, you decide, let me sit here, this is the place for me. I should learn something. If you had some bad experience with somebody who was wearing the same orange robe, immediately you decide, no, this is not the place for me. I don't want to sit here. That what is there for me, that connection is given by the ahankar, ego. Then the command comes back to the mind. The command is executed. You start doing what you want to do. One thing, if this whole process, if it is straight, clear, as I explained now, there will be no problem. But it is not completely conscious or straight, as I explained. At one point, you take a different path. Only from I to mind, the process is conscious, straight, which is under your control. As I explained now, it is straight, logical. From I to mind, it is completely logical. No problem. But from mind to ego, it is unconscious. It is not under your control. That is why, logically, if you analyze, you know smoking is injurious to health. According to the information which you receive through senses, according to the process of Chakshu, Chitta, Manas, you know smoking is injurious to your health. But suddenly you decide to smoke. Why? If it is straightforward conscious process, when you know it is not good for your health, naturally you will drop. But we say, no, I know it is not good. But it's a small story. One guy came to me and said, Swamiji, a week ago I read a book which explains the negative impacts on our being by smoking. After that, I stopped. I asked him, oh, you stopped smoking, that's nice. He said, no, Swamiji, I stopped reading like these confusing books. You know, many times you know which is right and wrong, but we are not able to decide with our straight logical data. The data which you get logically, if you decide based on that, your whole life will be conscious. The conscious life is what I call spiritual life, integrated life, holistic life. But we are not. In many places, we do make unconscious decisions. Why we make? When the file takes a quantum leap, this area, the unconscious zone, is filled with lot of samskaras, engraved memories. That is the right word for samskara. Engraved memories. These engraved memories, they just decide on their own without asking your permission. Logically, you know smoking is injurious for health. But suddenly you decide, let me smoke. Because of the engraved memory, samskara. Samskara is so powerful, it can just pull you to do the same act again and again. It has got tremendous power, force over your being. These samskaras are the root cause for many illnesses. I can say at least all psychosomatic illnesses. Samskaras are the root cause. These samskaras, these engrams, are the reason for our stress. If you see your life, the same incident, the same person will create a different types of response, will create a different emotion in your being at different times. When you are in a good mood, calm mood, the same incident, you will be able to handle it much better way. If you are disturbed, even a small incident, you are totally depressed. You are not able to handle it. It is because of the samskaras. The engrams play a major role in your thinking system. For example, if you are hurt or disturbed by somebody who was wearing white cloth, whenever you see a person wearing white cloth, that engram automatically comes up. That is why, if you are hurt, disturbed in a particular place, when you see that place again, even if the person is not there, you will have that same low mood. You will have that same depression. You will project the same thing in the place at some time. It's very serious. The major decisions which you make are impacted because of these samskaras. In major decisions, when you take a major decisions, very important things in your life, if the samskaras inspire you, you don't even know in which direction you are traveling. You don't even know in which direction you are traveling. Especially some engrams which is deeply recorded inside your being unconsciously, continuously you repeat them without awareness. Continuously you repeat them without even your awareness. Especially morning when you start brushing your teeth, you can see your mind will be repeating some words which is not directly related to your life, which is not directly related to your routine. Simply you will be repeating something. When you are taking bath, your mind will be repeating some words. I always tell people, if you are in the house, brushing your teeth, you are already in the office, thinking about your routine. If you are in the office, seeing patients, already you are in the beach, having vacation. If you are sitting in the beach, enjoying the cool breeze, already you are there in the house, thinking about your next routine. One thing is sure, you are not there where you are. If you are here, we can be sure you are everywhere except here. We just continuously go around. We almost live like ghosts because of these samskaras. Because of these engrams. Continuously you are repeating something inside your being which is not directly logically connected to your routine or to your life. This unconscious process creates a lot of disturbance in your physical health and mental health. For example, when you are in deep fear or in a high peak mood of greed, these engrams, these samskaras gets recorded in your system. If a small girl falls into a swimming pool or a stream of water, if people shout, oh, she can't breathe, catch her, help her, that word gets recorded in her system as a samskara. She will suffer asthma even after becoming 40, 50. Continuously samskara repeats itself in our being. I have seen hundreds of cases like these people suffering because of samskaras. I work with patients. We heal through meditation. At least in the last 2 years, more than 200,000 people had a spiritual healing touch or meditation through our institution. I'm working with lakhs of people. I tell you from my experience, many of the psychosomatic illnesses has got their roots in samskaras. If we can heal this samskara, we can do a very big service to the humanity. The meditation heals the samskaras. Meditation helps you to come out of the samskaras. Apart from the physical health, the mental level also, the stress, the main root cause for stress is these samskaras. Actually, these samskaras, when they are sitting in this unconscious zone, they will not allow any file directly to reach the ego. More the samskaras, more the file will be distorted. Everybody will sign their opinion on that file. Understand? The file is supposed to move from this table to this person to that person. Between, if there are only 2-3 persons, the file will move quickly and file will go as it is. If there are 300 persons sitting in between, everybody will write their opinion. By the time the file reaches the last person will not know what decision to make. He just says something, decision is made, and it is executed. More the engrams, more the samskaras, more confusion and more stress. And the process also takes more time. That is why many times you will not be able to decide for 10 years. Simple decision we will not be able to take even for 10 years because more engrams, more samskaras. By the time people decide whether to get married or not, already the life is over. Many times you can't decide. Why? Because too many engrams, too many samskaras. The process takes too long time. So many persons writing their opinions. What will happen to the file? You will never be able to decide. It becomes a complete confusion. Too many engrams create many psychosomatic illnesses and confusion in our day-to-day life, whether it is relationships or it's a profession. It will be very difficult to take any decision. Even small decisions look like too big. You feel that you are not able to take the decisions. You feel insecure continuously even to take the small decision. People are not able to do any change in their life because of these engrams. Too many samskaras. You will not be able to move in your life. The whole courage or the power to move in the life is completely disturbed. The unconscious process or the engrams is the root cause, the single root cause for many of our problems. If we can infuse peace, silence into this unconscious zone, the whole unconscious zone becomes conscious zone. Because the moment you remove the engrams, the moment you remove the samskaras, the whole process will be under your control, will be under your awareness, will be under your consciousness. Only because of the samskaras, the process goes to the unconscious zone. If the samskaras are removed by infusing peace into the unconscious zone, the whole thing will come under your awareness. Removing the samskaras by infusing peace into the unconscious zone is what I call meditation. Is what I call meditation. One more thing, the time taken for the conscious process and time taken for the unconscious process. Should you have any? Okay, I can show. It's okay. Alright. It's okay. The time taken for the conscious process and the time taken for the unconscious process only decides whether you are in an instinct level or intellect level or in the intuition level. If the time taken for the conscious process is more than unconscious process, for example, for unconscious process, if you take less time, you are in instinct level. Immediately you choose. Of course, the file goes very late. Because you can't wait for file, you just decide something. File never reaches even the ego. In between somebody decides. The leader is never given a chance to decide. Simply in between somebody signs the file and passes the order. You start executing it. If the time taken for the unconscious process is less, means you are in instinct level, animal level. If the time taken for conscious and unconscious, if it is equal, then we are in the level of intellect, man, human level. If the time taken for unconscious, if it is more, means we are more peaceful inside our being. We are more silent inside our being. We are more integrated inside our being. We are calm inside our being. Means we are in the level of intuition, in the level of God. Animal, man, God. Instinct, intellect, intuition. All these three levels are decided only based on the meditation power. If you can infuse more and more silence into your unconscious zone, we can move from instinct to intellect, intellect to intuition. Intuition word is one more important word. Very difficult for logical people to understand that there is something called intuition exists. Very small example. In one of our meditation camp, one person asked me, Swamiji, many times I get an experience, like when I am sitting in a party, suddenly I feel that within 5 minutes somebody is going to come or something is going to happen. And actually it happens. If I hear a telephone ringing, suddenly I remember some friend's name whom I have not seen or remembered for the last 10 years. I remember his name. When I pick up the phone, he is there on the line. When I hear the doorbell, suddenly I remember some relative's name. When I go and open the door, he is standing, he is there. This happens in my life many times, Swamiji. How it happens? Why it happens? I asked the whole crowd, how many of you experienced like this at least once in your life? These same moments. She told one more thing. When I go to some friend's house, When I go first time, suddenly I feel I come to the same place already. And I am able to tell in which room what things are there. And it is exactly there as it is. When I ask that group, how many of you had this type of experience at least once in your life? More than 80% raised their hands. Now let us analyze. How many of you had this type of experience at least once in your life? See, now we should understand, analyze something. If it is in one person's life, once or twice, we can reject it in the name of coincidence. Oh, it's just coincidence. We can reject. But when it happens in so many persons' lives, so many times, how can we reject it? Just with a simple word, coincidence. We can't reject this. Just with a simple word, coincidence. There is something more. We can't use just one word and remove or put this whole thing aside. There is something more than our intellect. We need to look into it. We need to analyze it. Of course, a lot of research are being done. I do not know much about the other things. But one thing is sure. According to yoga, I can explain this phenomenon. At that moment, fortunately, knowingly or unknowingly, you come to the present moment. When you come to the present moment, you will have the power, energy to see what is going to happen next. Almost no confusion. You reach the state where there is no confusion. No engrams are signing your file. At that moment, for that single moment, no engrams are signing your file. Your file is straight away reaching the ego without any signature from any samskaras. The whole process is conscious. That is why suddenly you get glimpse of intuition. Suddenly you get what is going to happen next. You can stay continuously in that same state by practice. People tell me, when Einstein says in one place, logic is a servant, intuition is a gift from higher energy. I tell you, intuition is not just gift. You can make it as a salary. If it is a gift, we have to wait. Who will give, when they will give, what time, whether it will come or not, we don't know. You can make this as a salary. You can work for it. You can achieve it. You can make it as your life. We can stay in that same state of intuition or same state of ultimate consciousness continuously through meditation. One more thing I want to say, because it's a very important thing for doctors. Yesterday we were analyzing about this subject. Taking the negative energies of patients continuously, whether you believe it or not, you are meditating on patients. Continuously you are contemplating on negativities, the problems of the patients. There was a beautiful research which I was reading, that in medical schools, if a particular subject, if they are teaching about particular disease, more than, for example, headache or knee pain, back pain, more than 40% of the students show the same symptoms at the time of teaching. 40%. When you continuously contemplate on some particular disease or symptom, you tend to feel it. Even you can see when you listen about some symptom, you just compare inside your mind. Do I have that? Do I have it? When you contemplate, you try to express or experience the same things in your system. Continuously, whether you believe it or not, accept it or not, we are meditating on patience. And when whatever things you are receiving, the negative engrams or the negative ideas you are receiving from the patients, straight away goes and settles down in the unconscious zone. It is in the unconscious zone, creating more trouble for us, as if we have less karmas, as if we have less samskaras. We acquire more and more samskaras, which creates more trouble, more complications in our life. That is why in Ayurveda and Yoga system, they emphasize every healer has to meditate to disconnect the etheric connection from the patients. Every healer has to clean himself, disconnect himself from the etheric connection of the patients. It is not only for healers, even for doctors. When you are continuously listening to the problems of patients, naturally you get associated, or you start swallowing all their problems, those negative ideas, negative thoughts. You can see in your life many times, even after coming back to the house, your mind will be repeating the words which you heard from the patients. Mind is just continuously repeating the same words which we heard from patients. We need to clean ourselves. Please at least take 10 to 15 minutes per day to clean yourself. Just like when you come out of the hospital, you clean your hands, you take bath, keep yourself away from the bacteria. Same way, you need to meditate and disconnect ourselves. We need to meditate and disconnect ourselves from the etheric connections or the negativities which we are receiving. We need to keep the quality of our inner space, the unconscious zone. We need to keep our inner space clean and peaceful. It is our responsibility. We give appointment to everybody, but we don't give appointment to ourselves. Please decide now onwards to give at least 15-20 minutes appointment to yourself, to keep your inner space peaceful, happy and healthy. These are the few concepts which I wanted to express. Now we'll take a few minutes to analyze these concepts with your questions. You will analyze it. You are welcome to ask any question. After the question answers, we'll see a simple practical meditation technique through which you can keep your inner space peaceful and blissful. You are welcome to put any question. Yes.
Do you believe in next life?
It is too big theory, ma. See, let's bother about this life. I always tell people ask me, Swamiji, can you teach me the technique to get the past life memory? I tell them, this 30-40 year life memory itself is haunting us. It is making us mad. We are going crazy. Just this 30-40 years of memories. If we get 60 or 70 more years of memory, what will happen to us?
So she's here, she's not here.
So, I request, better not to bother about these esoteric things of next life, past life. Let's bother about this life, man. We are not able to live happily this life. Then when we are not able to live happily this life, what are we going to do? By what? Knowing the past life or the next life. People come and ask me, Swamiji, please teach me some technique. I wanted to do the Vashya of the 1800 Kali, or some big devatas. I wanted to see the devata. I wanted to have boons from the devata. I wanted to see. They come and ask me. I tell them, first learn the technique of how to live happily with the 200 wives, 200 women. When we are not able to live happily with her, what are we going to do? Seeing 1800 women or 1800 Kali and all these things. So I always tell people, better drop too much of esoteric things. Let's come to the day-to-day life. Let's make this life more happy, more blissful. Then later on we can see about all those things. And one thing, even if I answer your question, waste of your time and waste of so many people time, what are we going to do? Next. Yes.
I think that we need to understand how the meditation helps, especially with your talk and Murali Krishna's talk, and I want to thank Vijay for sharing that experience. I think kind of a gastroenterologist like goes up how this can be useful. But I wanted to ask, how does the healing touch come into this? Can you explain that? How does that?
Oh, that's a wonderful question. We have 7 energy centers inside our system. Of course, not only the yoga according to Hinduism, even according to yoga according to Buddhism, Tantra, everybody speaks about the 7 chakras. I don't think it is exactly the glands which they speak. Maybe the energy related to the gland, the 7 gland, maybe some way through energy level they may be relating with the gland. Of course, the traditional belief is that these chakras are only controlling and managing our physical, mental, emotional and spiritual activities. If some of these chakras are disturbed, we fall or we get diseases. If we can heal those chakras, activate those chakras through meditation, naturally disease disappears. We become healthy. If you can do by your own meditation, it is called self-healing. If you take the help of a master who meditates, it is called healing. One question comes here. How can somebody else give energy to us? Of course, in the modern day, a lot of researches are done about this Kirlian photography and all those things. They prove very clearly the energy can be shared. And even if you study deeply Einstein's theory, he says there is no such thing as matter and energy in the end. In the end, he speaks almost like a mystic, as Murali Krishna was mentioning, Dr. Murali Krishna was saying, he's a rishi. Einstein is a rishi. The end of his theory, what he says, equal to mc square. The same thing is expressed by Isavasya Upanishad. Isha vasyam idam sarvam. Whatever exists is energy. He's almost like a rishi. In the end, he says that there is no such thing as a matter energy separately. So when you can give a matter to somebody, why not energy? All you need is a right technique to share. Of course, still we are not able to quantify how much of energy is shared and all those things. That's the reason we are not able to give something like across the table. But one thing is sure, energy can be shared. That much I can be sure. How much it can be shared, how better way we can share, through what techniques, all those things, we have to do a little more research. If you do it by yourself meditating, it is called self-healing. If you take the help of a master, it is called healing. And it is possible from time immemorial. In India, this practice is, of course, it was practiced and it is in the practice. You can see even, of course, your own villages. If you go to your villages, you can see some kids fall sick. They will take the child to the village priest, and the village priest will take the neem leaf and beat the kid with some mantra, some words, and this kid will cry like anything. Within 2-3 days, he will become alright. And you can see this as a regular phenomenon. It is not that once or twice. Somehow, in India, the healing is a regular phenomenon which happens in every village. I can say India has got at least 2-3 million healers. 2-3 million in every village is the regular thing. There are many villages. People don't go anywhere else. Somehow, even though we are still yet to come up with a clear-cut data to present the whole phenomenon across the table, even though we are not able to completely objectify it, completely present in the objective form, the whole thing. But there is something behind this whole healing system. That much only I can say. Yes, next.
What about continuous internal japas like Gayatri Mantra, for example?
Yes. Of course, the japa. Japa is a beautiful technique to reduce the power of engrams over your thinking. To make the whole thing into conscious. Japa is one of the beautiful technique. But one more thing, there is a danger. When you do japa, it should not become one more unconscious process. I have seen many people, one side they will be saying, Rama Krishna, Rama Krishna, Rama Krishna. Hey, what happened to the brinjal? Did you attend the phone call properly? What happened to your work? Did you get ready? Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Then it becomes that one more unconscious process. Please don't allow the japa to become one more unconscious process. If it is done consciously with awareness, then it helps you to come out of the engrams. It helps you to be more aware, more conscious of your thought process. You will be liberated from samskaras. If it becomes unconscious process, there is a big danger that itself will become one more engram and will continuously create a fear if you don't do. Continuously create a fear if you don't do. Please just be careful. You need to be conscious when you do japa or meditation. Yes.
Where should our awareness be when we are doing the path?
Where should our awareness be? See, when you repeat some mantra, when you repeat a particular word, just see from where that word is raising in your being. In your inner space, when you close your eyes, you have an inner space. In your inner space, from where the word is raising, just see the root. Just concentrate on the root of the word which you are repeating. Then naturally, you will enter into the source of japa, which is your consciousness itself. Yes.
You feel like vibrations all over the body. Is it okay to concentrate on vibrations all over the body?
You can see, you can start searching the source of vibrations, from where the vibration starts. Now we will be doing a very small meditation technique to keep our inner space peaceful and blissful. Before that, any one question? We'll finish that question.
When we utter mantras, most of the time it will be in Sanskrit like that. We don't even know what we are uttering, the meaning of it. But then does it have effect on the engrams?
No problem. There's one thing. She's asking if it is a Sanskrit mantra. We don't even know the meaning, what to do. There is no need for you to know the meaning. If you know the meaning, it's okay. Any word repeated with awareness will silence your mind. Any word repeated with awareness will make your mind silent. I've seen few people repeating in Coca-Cola. Of course, you need to be aware. You need to be aware. You can't just repeat and do something else. You need to be aware. Of course, one more thing. I just made fun about this Coca-Cola. Naturally repeating the divine names has got its own impact. We can't compare Coca-Cola and Ramakrishna. Surely we can't compare. But what I am emphasizing is more on awareness. Just to emphasize on awareness, I made this statement. But surely, when you repeat the divine names, it has got its own effect. Its own thing on your being. Yes.
How long does the meditation effort last?
Oh. Even if you can clean your inner space only once a day with the 15 minutes, that is enough. For next 24 hours, your inner space will be clean. 15 minutes or 20 minutes is more than enough to maintain complete 24 hours, the same quality of the inner space. And one more thing, after a few days you will understand, it is not even the quantity of time, it is the quality, how intensely you sit, how intensely you meditate. You don't even need, after a few days, you don't even need 15-20 minutes. Just 5 minutes will be more than enough. After some time, you don't even need that 5 minutes. Just remembrance, smarana is enough. By remembrance itself, you will be able to clean, you will be able to clean your inner space. See, this is the only scale. When you close your eyes, after the meditation, your inner space should be peaceful. You should feel a well-being, healthy. You should understand, health is not just no diseaseness. No diseaseness is only one part of health. The real health is something more than no diseaseness. Feeling of well-being. If you feel alive, bubbling, simply oozing out the bliss, that is what I call health. If you feel that mood, when you close your eyes in your inner space, you reach the state of meditation.
Closing eyes is important, or you can do with open eyes?
In the initial level, you need to close your eyes. After that, you don't need. I think this time, should we enter into that? Yes. All right.
I have one. Could you share with the audience what the NSP training is? And then if anyone really wants to get serious about uncovering their engrams, there's the most wonderful program, and everyone should know about this.
Of course, she is asking about our program. We do a 2 days workshop, meditation workshop, to clean this engrams recorded in our system, which is already into our being, which is not under our control now, which is there already. To remove that, she is asking about that program. I think more than that. Of course, that program is designed to clean the engrams which we have in our being. It is offered all over the world through our teachers. Our website may give you the detail. All right. Any other?
I don't have this question, but I would like to share what I have experienced. For vasanas, what we call imprints, vasanas, vasudevasya vasitam bhuvanam trayam sarvabhutani vasosi vasudeva namastute. So that just helps, because like ours.
Vasanas are not samskaras, please understand. Vasanas are dead imprints, which don't have enough power to pull you to walk in that same path. But samskaras are living, alive. They have the power to pull you down and make you walk in that same path. So vasanas are different and samskaras are different.
Okay, but the Maya, what you call illusion.
Oh, it is too big topic.
I know. No, I'm not going into that one. But what, like, after all, it's a divine power. So just to control that one.
Please understand. To talk philosophy, I think I can speak more philosophy because I'm a professional
No, I'm
philosopher.
not talking. I just like to share.
Let's put some questions which is useful for everybody. See, I request you can put some question which will be useful for all of us. Just to talk some philosophy, I think it's my profession. So,
just want to make a comment. I'm a psychotherapist. What you are talking about today, last few days, psychotherapy, Western model, and what our scriptures. There are a lot of similarities, actually.
of course.
In the confessions in the Christianity. The only thing is that somebody talked about how to get rid of this negative engrams. It's like getting rid of your unconscious
Yes.
conflicts and emotions inside.
Yes. First thing, for immediate use, I can offer this technique, meditation technique, which we are going to do. That will help. If you are too serious, really serious, now again I have to say that workshop may help you. You can try.
Yes, Nithyananda, all of you. So, prescription for the peaceful mind, and how Swamiji mentioned about the meditation, why meditation? Beautiful question answer session as well. There are questions from the participants. Now, there's going to be a next revelation by Swamiji on go inward. Only when you look inward, when you go inward, you actually establish yourself in that ultimate ecstasy, the ultimate bliss. The more you look outward, automatically you'll be more frustrated, you'll have more fears, more anxiety. The more you go, when you look in, when you go inward, you establish yourself in that pure bliss, ultimate ecstasy. So let's come to the space of listening as we enter into this revelation by Swamiji.
This time to enter into the sutra, the great sutra of Mahadev. Kararuttatrugastrena brubedadvararodhanat drishte bindau kramaline danmadhye paramastitihi. Kararuttadrugastrena brubedadvararodhanat drishte bindau kramaline danmadhye paramastitihi. Amazing sutra. The beauty is every sutra is a complete entity. It is not connected to next sutra. I have not read a single book, at least single spiritual book, in which every sutra is independent. No sutra is connected to next sutra. In all the books, whether it is Patanjali Yoga Sutra or Bhagavad Gita or Ashtavakra Gita or in all the other scriptures, every sutra is connected to next. Only when you read all the sutras, you will have the meaning. You will be able to experience them. Here, every sutra is independent. Means one sutra is enough to make you enlightened. You don't need second sutra if you experience that one sutra. Nothing else is required. That one is enough. That one is enough to liberate you. It is just unimaginable. Each sutra is self-sufficient. It is the path, goal, and technique to reach the goal. All the three are explained, contained in that single sutra itself. Nothing else is required. Let's see the sutra. Kararuttadrugastrena brubedadvararodhanat drishte bindau kramaline danmadhye paramastitihi. The English translation. Closing the 7 openings of the head with your hands, a space between your eyes becomes all-inclusive. Paramastitihi. Beautiful meditation technique. Closing the 7 openings of the head with your hands, a space between your eyes becomes all-inclusive. The whole Tibetan Buddhism is this one technique. This book, each sutra of this book is the base for one religion. That is why I say this is the book of books. Each sutra from this book can create one religion. The whole Tibetan Buddhism worked on this single sutra. Danmadhye paramastitaha. In that space, let you achieve the ultimate, eternal. This is a technique to work on the third eye. The Bhashyakara says, by using the hands as tools, block the entrances in all directions, the eyebrow center is pierced, Bindu is seen, being gradually absorbed within that the supreme state is realized. It's a beautiful commentary. Let's enter into the sutra. From the time immemorial, almost all religions were working on the third eye, the mystical third eye, the Ajna chakra, the Shiva's third eye, the center between the eyebrows. I always tell people, if other chakras have got 10 or 20 techniques to awaken them, Ajna has got at least 5,000 techniques to awaken. Because there is no master, no religion, no guru, no mystic who has not worked on Ajna chakra. Knowingly or unknowingly, his Ajna has to open. Only when his Ajna opens, he becomes a mystic. Till then, he is only a mistake on the planet Earth. Only when his Ajna opens, he becomes a mystic. At least 5,000 techniques are available to work on the Ajna chakra, to explode through the Ajna chakra. Ajna is the window to cosmos. I always tell people, Ajna chakra itself is not ultimate, but when you look through that, you will experience the whole cosmos. It is window to cosmos. You can take a quantum jump from Ajna to the ultimate space. Here Shiva says in this technique, to close, to cover all the other openings of the head, so that the energy will be directed inside and the Ajna can be opened. He is asking us to use the concentrated energy as a tool to penetrate the Ajna and open and see the cosmic energy, experience the cosmos. You will be surprised. In Tibet, actually, literally they penetrate it with a wooden piece. They have a sharp wooden piece. Literally they penetrate. Neither any wound nor bleeding happens when they penetrate it. They penetrate at least, I can say something like 2 inch, at least 2 inch they penetrate it. They have a beautiful method. They make you sit under a big bell. There will be huge bell, 6 feet height bell. You will be sitting inside the bell and there will be small openings for the fresh air, and they will hit the bell at different points. From below they will start. They will hit the bell with the different mantras. You will be able to clearly feel that your Muladhara is melting. As on now, your body is very solid. Very solid. When they hit the Muladhara area of that bell, lower area of that bell, and chant mantras, you can clearly feel that your body is becoming slowly like a liquid. You are disappearing, your weight is getting lost. You will just become like a bone covered with butter, just like a flowing liquid. It will be very amazing to see how the body melts. I had the great fortune to be with them for some time. They did it on me also. And it was amazing experience. You can't believe unless you undergo. You can't believe that just by mantra and vibration, your body becomes just like the feeling of liquid starts happening in you. As of now, you have the feeling that you are a solid body. That is why anything pokes your body, you are hurt, wound and bleeding starts and all those things. They just really make you feel like you are liquid. And then they come to next chakra, Swatisthana, and they start beating the bell. They just come little up and start beating the bell and chanting some other mantras, Manipatmeham or some mantras. And you are sitting inside the bell. That vibration, you feel like you are being penetrated with thousands of needles from all corners. And if you don't resist and relax, that very vibration makes you feel you are not solid, you are liquid. And slowly you relax into that vibration. You can't make out where your body starts and where the vibration starts. Suddenly you feel you have become vibration. Such a powerful, strong vibrations of that bell. By the time they come up to the Vishuddhi, they take at least 6 to 7 hours. And you don't feel like eating or 1, 2, 3 anything. Your body becomes just like a liquid. You become a vibration. Let me tell you one more thing. Why they do this? In Tibet, they believe, not only they believe it is a truth, all your samskara, engraved memories are in your body, recorded in your physical body. Physical body is the space where the memory is stored. They say all our tissues are the chip where the memory is stored, memory chip. So if at all we can work on this body, clean it with a vibration, energy, we can reprogram it. We can program it as we want. Just like software, you can just erase, reboot the whole thing and rewrite the software. When they chant that mantras, create the vibration, if you have too much of recorded memories, samskaras, you start feeling little pain. And if you can relax and trust them and fall in tune, simply the pain starts disappearing. Then they have their own beautiful method of recording, creating software. When they bring your body to such high energy, they start giving instruction. I am pure enlightened Atma, I am pure enlightened consciousness. Let me express all great qualities of enlightenment. Let me be loving and compassionate like a Buddha. Let me not be suffered. Let me not suffer by the cold and the heat. All these wonderful instructions, beautiful memories, they chant and it gets recorded into your body. Again, your body comes back to a same solid shape with these memories. Then they take you out of the bell. Now you are a fresh guy. Totally new man. They have programmed you. And you will be surprised. Let me be very honest. I swear it happened. I have seen these lamas. Lamas, when they sit and meditate in that cold, they don't wear any cloth. They just sit naked and start chanting that mantra or the humming, the first meditation technique which you practice in LBP, the Maha Mantra is from them. It is their gift to me. I learned this great technique from them. When you do that Maha Mantra humming, simply the whole body sweats. They are sitting in minus degrees, no cloth, body sweats, and they say they will put a wet cloth on you. The cloth should dry because of the heat produced by your body. Only then you will be initiated as a Lama. Means the power of the body, when the body is given instruction, when the high, strong, pure memories are recorded, after removing the negative memories, your body starts simply acting as you want. tuning the whole body. And one more thing, I have seen them curing cancers and tumors just like this. They will make that person sit, 10 lamas will sit and beat that bell, create the vibration, chant the mantra. Once they feel that that person is in a high mood, the peak energy, they will just chant, you don't have tumor, let it come out, it has disappeared. They will just record the body, biomemory. And you will be surprised, simply the person will be healed in 10 days. Simply the disease will disappear. I was surprised how they do, but they have their own science, they have their own way. Even from Wisconsin University, group of scientists went and stayed with them to experiment how they are able to live in that cold without wearing clothes, how they are able to survive, how they are able to live. They say not only they are able to survive in the cold, they are able to live with minimum quantity of food. If you take particular food, if your body produces 100 calorie energy, their body produces 600 calorie energy. They say the energy released from the same food is 6 times more than any normal human body. It is just because they purify that body through this system. Anyhow, slowly they come from chakra to chakra to chakra, chakra to chakra. By the time they come to the Agnya chakra, you are almost feeling that you are liquid. You are no more that body. You feel you are just nothing but the vibrations. Then they take you out of the body, they take you out of that bell and start inserting that wooden needle on your third eye. It's just amazing process. I am just talking to you to tell how the whole Tibetan Buddhism is centered on third eye, and they did on me also. I don't know how you will be able to believe. It is very difficult to believe for any logical person. My third eye was penetrated, Agnya area is penetrated, but no wound. You won't see any wound. There was no bleeding. And they keep that wooden nail and loud chanting goes on. They just hit it slowly with a wooden hammer. And slowly they insert. It goes inside. You feel whether the wooden stick is reducing its depth or really it is going into your head, you won't understand. You won't be able to make it out. Whether it is really going into your head or slowly reducing its height. And simply it goes inside. And then they start giving instruction. I am enlightened. My whole body will express the enlightenment energy. I radiate the quality of Buddha. All those mantras they chant. Once they finish chanting, means once they finish the reprogramming, once they finish the recording, they give you the password. The password is mantra. That is what is mantra. They say, anytime repeat this mantra, this memory will be awakened. You can use that memory anytime using that password. Just type that mantra over. Immediately your body is ready with that high energy. With that high energy. Actually it is their gift to me that even the system of giving healing initiation is gift from great lamas, the Tibetan lamas. And one more beautiful thing is they are such a simple people. They never have that idea of rejecting somebody. Anybody who wants to learn, they shower. They do not bother that you are a Hindu, you belong to other country. They do not bother. Such a simple people. They are not even aware of the great wealth, spiritual wisdom they are having. That is why they are exploited. They are not even aware of the great wisdom and wealth which they are carrying. Just I am surprised to see, and I myself have seen, the lamas who have taken this process. They roll on the ground and go round the Kailash. Please understand, even walking and going around the Kailash is not possible thing. They roll on the ground and go around the Kailash. And they do it's called Dandavat Pradakshina. Means they will fall flat, stand up and do Namaskar, again fall flat, stand up, just falling flat, doing Namaskar, they go round. I myself have seen when they go round Manasarovar and they do in Kailash also. You will be shocked. You will be shocked. They just roll on the ground and go around the Kailash and Manasarovar because of their body is programmed. They program their body. We also program our body, but with all virus softwares, filled with virus, corrupted. Nothing goes well. You type some password and something is working. And neither it is under your control nor under somebody else's control. You type something and something happens, something suddenly pops up, filled with pop-up, complete corrupted virus program. It's like they clean the whole thing. I was trying to establish that science in our ashram, but you need to do it step by step. First you have to prepare fire walking. This time only we did that. They make you walk on the fire. These are the step by step they prepare your body and mind to enter into that great alchemy. Anyhow, this whole, the system, their whole initiation method, the whole thing is just this one sutra. This one sutra of Kararutta Trigastrena Prabhedat Vararodhanat Drishte Bindau Kramalini Danmatye Paramastitihi. They work intensely on the third eye. Shiva is asking us to do the same thing. If your third eye is awakened, you are Shiva, otherwise Sava. If your third eye is awakened, you are Buddha, otherwise Buddhu. The only difference between Buddha and Buddhu, Shiva or Shava, is third eye. Man plus third eye is God, God minus third eye is man. Your intuition, energy is awakened when your third eye is awakened. There is a great mathematician called Ramanujam in South India. If you have heard about him, I don't know. He was in South India. He was taken to even Oxford. Oxford mathematicians have invited him, took him to London and studied from him. The great mathematicians, Oxford mathematicians also, they say, if we are taking 1 hour to solve any problems, simply will come out with solution in 2-3 seconds. Just you have to tell the problem, he is ready, he is there with solution. Just tell the problem, solution is there. People asked him, what is this? How are you able to do? How you are able to give a solution just like that? He says, that and all I don't know. And he is a great devotee of one Mahalakshmi, Sholingapuram. There is a village near his birthplace. Devi, Mahalakshmi is worshipped, Vishnu's wife. He says, that Devi tells me. And the people who lived around him, they always found one strange thing. Whenever a problem is given to him, automatically his eyes will be sucked towards the third eye. His both eyes will be centered towards the third eye and he will just come out with the answer. He doesn't have to go through the logical steps to come to the conclusion. Please understand. Intuition means you don't have to go through the same logical steps to come to the conclusion. For example, 200 into 200 is something like 40,000. Am I right? 4,000. Sorry. A big problem with this calculation. 40,000. Then I am right. See, like this is what to do. Even if you are right, somebody confuses you. Somehow I managed to calculate such a big number. Anyhow, usually what your mind does, it just does a regular calculation. 200 into 200, 2 into 2, 4. And this 2 0, that 2 0, 4 zeros. Something like that, it goes on. One important thing you should understand. If you are going to come to a certain conclusion after logical steps, the conclusion is already there in your inner space. Unless it is there in your inner space, you can't come to that. It is there. You are just traveling through that path to come to that conclusion. If your intuition is awakened, you don't have to travel through that same path to come to that conclusion. Suddenly, it will be awakened. The whole path and the goal will be lit. It will be lit where you can decide easily without much data or unprecedented problems. Just today I was talking to one of our group of our devotees how to use the spiritual intelligence, the administration and management. If you awaken the third eye, you don't have to go through, if you work on the third eye, you don't have to go through the regular, usual, logical system of thinking to come to a conclusion. That is why, from the time immemorial, women of India are asked to work on the third eye. She is like a counselor. She is like a counselor. Always the husbands, they come back in the evening and put all the business problems in front of her. Get her ideas and opinion and counseling. She was respected because constantly she works on her third eye. There are so many ways to work on the third eye. That kumkum or the bindu which you are using is also one method. And concentrating on the lamp. If you see a traditional Indian woman's life, it's nothing but working on third eye. Whole day their lifestyle is nothing but working on third eye. They are knowingly or unknowingly, they work on the third eye. And moreover, women by very nature are intuitive. They are very intuitive. Just by seeing somebody, they can tell where he is looking, what far he is looking. Because the intuition is a basic need for them to protect themselves. From the young age, they have to develop that intuition to protect themselves. It is not a luxury for them, it is a basic need for them. So just one glance is enough, where this guy is looking, what far he is looking, what he is thinking in the mind. You can't escape from women's intuition. But sometimes they are so graceful, they let you think that they don't know. They just let you play your game. They do not want to be too much on you. But one thing I can be sure, the intuition power of women is lot more than men by the very nature. Second thing, the techniques traditional Indian women practice, like kumkum or every day sitting in front of that lamp and meditating on it, all these things are techniques to awaken the third eye. almost all the spiritual traditions, some way or other, worked on third eye by some technique or social lifestyle or something. Some way the working on the third eye was lifestyle. Third eye is the route for taking jump from form to formlessness. Form to formlessness. When Ramakrishna was caught in the form of Kali, there is a beautiful, sweet incident in Ramakrishna's life. He was a worshipper of Kali. He used to worship the Kali's form. He used to see her darshan and go into the Savikalpa Samadhi, means little less than Samadhi. A great enlightened master, Totaburi, came to see him. That's the beauty of Ramakrishna. All the great masters came to see him. He never went out in search of masters. They came to see him. He came, he saw this great sadhaka, and he asked Ramakrishna, would you like to enter into Nirvikalpa Samadhi, the ultimate enlightenment? Ramakrishna said, yes, I have no problem, but just wait for a moment. I will go to my mother and ask her, can I do what you want me to do? Totaburi thought, oh, maybe his mother is also staying there in the temple. He is asking permission. He said, all right, you can go and ask your mother, no problem. He straight ran into the temple and came back after 10 minutes, shouting, jumping, screaming, dancing. My mother has agreed. She told me that you have been brought here just to teach me. Yes, you can teach me. Totaburi thought, what is this? This guy said he wants to ask his mother. You said you wanted to ask your mother. Where is your mother? She is inside temple. He said, yes, she is inside temple. Come, I will show you. He took Totaburi and showed the Murti of Devi, Kali. Totaburi was shocked. But mentally he thought, maybe he is very simple, innocent guy, devoted, highly devoted to Kali, that's why he feels she is the mother. It's okay. Then, after a few days, when he wants to initiate him, he said, now you have to drop your form, go beyond the form of Mother Kali. Then he tells, please wait 1 more minute. I'll just go and ask her and come back. And he comes back and tells, yes, mother told me that I can go beyond the form, I can drop the form. And Totaburi initiates him and asks him to meditate, put his mind on the formlessness. Ramakrishna says, the moment I close my eyes, she is there in front of me, I am lost. So I don't have any willpower to go beyond that form. Then Totaburi says, visualize your mind is a sword and cut with that sword the whole form of the Devi. Enter into that formlessness. Again Ramakrishna says, no, I am not able to. Then suddenly Totaburi sees this side and that side. He finds some sharp object, nail or something, or the glass piece. He takes that and pokes into the third eye of Ramakrishna. He just straight away pokes. The same technique which I say, which is practiced in Tibet to penetrate the third eye. And suddenly the Anya of Ramakrishna gets awakened. Then Totaburi gives instruction, now cut the form of the mother with the sword of knowledge. He cuts, the moment third eye is awakened, he was able to cut the form into two pieces, and the story says he was lost in Nirvikalpa Samadhi, enlightenment, for next 9 months. I don't know what is that mystical number, 9 months. In your Garbha also you have to stay 9 months. Whenever somebody becomes enlightened, at least 9 months it takes for him to create new body through which he can operate and do the spiritual mission. Ramakrishna, Raman Maharshi, all great masters, it takes at least 9 months for them after enlightenment to settle down or to connect again with the body. Connect again with the body. Anyhow, he becomes enlightened, again working on Agnya Chakra, third eye only. When Ramakrishna was centered on the third eye, Agnya Chakra, by Totaburi, he became enlightened. Now you don't have to use such a crude method of penetrating with some object. You can penetrate it with a strong energy. The energy can be solidified. It can be used like a strong tool, drill bit, to penetrate your Agnya Chakra. Kararuttatragastrena means, he says, use your hands and close all the 7 openings of the hand. Usually, all your energy is flowing towards the outer world constantly through the head. These 7 openings of the head, through these 7 openings, all your energy is going towards the outer world. That is why practically you live only with your head. If you close your eyes and suddenly remember your name, you will remember only this portion. The below portion is just hanging with this portion, that's all. You always identify yourself only with this portion. That is why whether it is portrait or statue, they make this portion. Have you seen any portrait only below portion? Any statue only below portion? No. The identification is always done with this portion. The reason is you live in that portion. You identify yourself with that portion. Even if you see a photograph or anything, first your eyes will go on the face only. Because you live in the head. All your energy stays. The information gathering, Jnanendriya, or acting, Karmendriya, both happens. The headquarters is in the head. That is why it is called headquarters, not heart quarters or lung quarters. Your whole energy is centered on the head. So now Shiva says, close all the 7 openings. 2 eyes, 2 nostrils, 2 ears, and the mouth. Close all the 7 openings. Then immediately the outgoing energy which is constantly flowing outside, will be stopped and it will be concentrated as one beam light, one light beam. Then now you can use that energy to penetrate your third eye. If you have seen a young age, if you
Yes. So third eye is the door to the window, or the window to the cosmos. And such a beautiful revelation by Swamiji. And with this, we have come to the conclusion of today's day of Paramashivoham itself. So today was the day of yoga, integrated body science of body, mind, and spirit. So we had revelation by Swamiji on yoga for body, yoga for mind, yoga for verbalization. And recently, just now, we had revelation by Swamiji on go inward. So with this, now we'll be concluding with the Purna Mantra. So let's bring our hands in Namaskar Mudra. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat. Sarvam Bhagavad Shri Nithyananda Paramashivoham Padukarpanamastu. Om Nithyanandam. Yes.
Yes, thank you very much, everyone, and hope to see you all again tomorrow as well. So please make sure that you don't ignore the first session, which is, of course, the yoga. Yoga is a very, very important part of this program as well. So it is aligning your body to allow your body to hold the higher energies and to align your body to the cosmos, to the energies of the cosmos. So it is not just about movement, about stretching and so forth. It is really, yoga is unity of mind, body, and soul. So requesting everyone, please make sure you don't skip the yoga, and see you all again tomorrow for another wonderful day of revelations by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism.
Yes. Thank you, Nithyananda.